Now, is anyone else tired of vacuuming? Well, I just spent 650 quid on a vacuum. Yeah, I mean, it's not any old vacuum, it's a RoboVac. It hoovers, it mops, it gets stuck from time to time. But more importantly, it gives me more time to do those important things. This is the Eufy E25, one of the most popular all-in-one RoboVacs from Eufy's E series. It comes with a mobile app, a massive base, and it's so powerful it's literally tearing apart my house. So, is it actually worth it? How good is the suction power? Will it fit under your sofa? And what other surprising things do you guys really need to know? So, if you're looking at the Eufy E25, the E28, or the much taller S1 Pro, I might just be about to save you guys some money. Unboxing. It's big, like big guys. In the box itself, you get the RoboVac, a massive base station, 2 water tanks, one for clean and one for wastewater, a detachable ramp, power lead, and Eufy's mopping solution, which apparently could last you months if you're mopping weekly. Now, if you're looking at the S25, you're of course considering the E28 as well as the S1 Pro. Now, they all come with a similar style of roller mop, similar navigation, and the same core cleaning hardware, with of course the S1 Pro being a bit more advanced, with apparently a heated mop drying ozone water sanitization system or something. But how much jargon can you throw into one package? Now, point that to one side. From my research, the major difference here is the E28 includes a portable handheld wet dry vac, which is actually a part of the main dock itself. Just attach and then you can go about wet dry vacuuming your carpet, your sofa, whatever you want. Anything made of fabric is going to help clean. Now, I did consider getting this one because it's an all-in-one unit and I do love a deal. But when was the last time you guys ever needed a wet vac? Personally, I've only ever used it once in my life. But yeah, I decided to save that extra 150 quid. And as for that S1 Pro, I don't know. Suction power is less for some reason and it costs more? I mean, sure, the mopping might be more advanced than the E25s, but it's not going to be anywhere close to our actual humans. So, yeah. And let's talk size, because like I said, it's huge. Not just the Hoover itself, but also the base unit as well. So yeah, grab a measuring tape because you need to plan this out properly, trust me. Like, if you're thinking about hiding it behind or underneath anything, good luck. My original idea was to place it at the end of my kitchen unit, but Eufy recommends giving at least half a meter on both sides. Why? Well, according to the app, it's so the robot can easily dock itself correctly. But personally speaking, I think the fact that it takes 3 to 5 hours to dry the mop, yeah, 3 to 5, you heard me right, that might actually play a role here as well, because there is hot moist air being blasted out, and it does need to dissipate somehow, right? So, airflow? Oh, and for those of you wondering, the power cord is about 130 centimeters long in the cable aspect of it, so from the counter socket to the floor, it just about managed. Now, after trying 3 different locations, mine ended up right next to my refrigerator because it's out the way and hopefully it's not going to get moldy. Now, once you have it fully assembled and ready to go, the setup is pretty straightforward. Just install the Eufy app and then, using nearby devices, find and connect to the robot. After which, just set up the Wi-Fi connection and that's it, you're good to go. Might need to download a firmware update here and there, which seems to be quite regular, and there you go, it's ready to vacuum. Now, coming back to the dimensions for a second, something that I thought was very important is the actual height of the robot vac itself. Like, grab a measuring tape and go and measure underneath your sofa, your appliances, wherever you're expecting the robot to vacuum. Go measure those spaces because here you're going to at least need 11 centimeters of height available for the robot to actually fit into that space. Now let's talk power. The E25 has over 20,000 pascals of suction power. It's strong, really strong, and it dynamically tunes it up and down depending on the surface that it's actually vacuuming. So anytime it's on the carpet, it ramps it up, and anytime it's on wood, it's a bit more reserved. And compared to my normal vacuum, the sharp, traditional type thing that you plug in, it's a lot more quieter, surprisingly. I would say it's about 40% quieter than your normal vacuum, but saying that, once it does return back to the dock to empty that very tiny tray that it has on board, yeah, it's a goddamn jet engine. Like, it's loud, wake you up in the middle of the night loud. And on that note, you don't actually empty the robot itself, but instead you empty the bag in the base station. Apparently it's going to last you at least a couple weeks, if not months. Now is the vacuuming any good? Kind of. Like it picks up 85 to 90% of the stuff on the floor, and unless that rubbish is truly stuck to the ground, it doesn't really struggle with picking it up. But there's been more than one occasion where I've noticed a little bit of rubbish here or there that is kind of just missed. So maybe consider setting it to run 2 passes instead of 1 to pick up as much as it can. And of course there is a size limitation of what it can pick up as well. It can handle small pieces of paper, small debris of food even. And yes, it is pretty decent with pet hair. Check out this video from Noah where it picks up near enough everything. I mean, it's not perfect and it doesn't beat a traditional Hoover for sure. But if you just want something that's fully automated and helps you maintain a level of cleanliness without you having to lift a finger or even think about it, the robot vacuums are definitely the way to go. And personally speaking, the E25 does a very good job here. Like, anytime it's hoovered, I can tell. Now, having said that, one of the major features that's advertised all over the place are those tangle-free roller brushes that are located underneath the robot itself. Anytime it picks up hair, instead of just tangling up on the brushes themselves, it gets pushed to the middle and then sucked in. So, hair apparently would never get stuck here. However, flipping it over, check this out. Long strands of hair tangled on the arms themselves. I mean, the robot still works. Having it a few months, it really hasn't caused an issue yet. However, if you guys do have long luscious hair, this could easily build up. So yeah, make sure you guys have scissors around. This took me about 20 minutes to cut out. Now, while we're on the topic of those brushes, they spin fast. And the one on the right hand side reaches out so you can get to those hard to reach corners. At least the ones the robot can get close enough to. And as a quick side note, if your paint job on your house isn't that great, like if you scratch the wall and it starts peeling off, the E25 is definitely not gonna help here. But yeah, that's another thing for my to-do list: repaint the house. Now of course it is an all-in-one robot cleaner, so as well as vacuuming, it also mops. And for this, it's basically got a paint roller attached, which is self-cleaning. So as it washes the floor, it also washes itself. And once it does return back to the base, it also does a deep clean to eliminate those stinky odors. Which does mean that you don't have to take it off and clean the pads separately, like you would with those spinning disc designs. Oh yeah, and there's no streaks. Now, having said that, there are a few things I do want to point out that you probably didn't even think about. The roller itself is located right in the middle of the robot itself, and it doesn't reach edge to edge. That means whenever it's mopping, it's never going to get right into the edges of your floor. So there's always going to be a band along the outside that isn't mopped. Now personally, this was kind of ideal for me because my wooden kitchen cabinet sits so close to the floor, I really don't want them exposed to water that frequently anyway. But for you guys, it could be a deal breaker, so just keep that in mind. Oh, and as for mopping the rest of my house, yeah, laminate flooring plus water isn't really a great idea, especially when you're not paying attention to how much water the robot is using. Sure, in the app you can set it from low, medium, high, but what is low really? Anyway, I think I'll be mopping the rest of the house myself. Hey, laminate floors aren't cheap, yeah?
Once it gets wet, which constitutes removal.
Now let's talk about the software. The app itself is insanely good. The first time you set up the robot, it automatically just rolls around the house, scanning the environment and building this map. It's super rough, but every time it vacuums and mops, it just continues to keep adding to the map, updating it on the fly, adding in extra information like the floor type for example, and where the carpets are. Very impressive. Now as for the scans themselves, they're pretty accurate. I mean, it can be hit and miss here and there, but you can manually separate rooms, rename rooms of course, and add in no-go zones. It would be nice if they allowed you to build the map from the ground up, but it's still overall pretty decent. Oh yeah, it supports multiple floors, so you can have a separate layout for downstairs and upstairs. How's the robot getting up the stairs? You're carrying it of course, come on guys, it's not going to catch a plane. Now by the way, my no-go zone is set for the stairs, otherwise the robot might just go ahead and jump off. Yeah, keep an eye on it, at least the first time you set it up. So with the app you can update firmwares, see the stats of the robot, what it's doing exactly, if it's drying, if it's cleaned the mop, if it's emptying its dust tray, the water level, as well as where exactly on the map is the robot. You can see here's the base, and the robot is vacuuming, what trail it took, what areas it finished. So if it ever actually does get stuck, you know exactly where it is in the room. So if it ever gets stuck under the sofa, you know it's under the sofa. And additionally, something that I personally did like are the manual controls. These are hidden away within the options, but you can fully control the robot as if it's an oversized remote controlled car basically. I mean, it's pretty slow, but yeah, it's a pretty nice feature to have. Now on top of this, you can also not only tell it to clean the entire floor, but also specific rooms, zones, areas, and under the experimental options, you can even have it follow you around like a little pet. Not too bad, Eufy, honestly. Be decent. Since having it now for a couple months, I've had at least 2 to 3 firmware updates, so it's definitely well supported. Now as for battery life, it's apparently going to last 180 minutes. Not too great, but if it ever runs low on power or clean water, it will just instantly return back to the base, sort itself out, and then resume where it left off. Maintenance wise, it's pretty minimal. Like, I haven't touched it at all realistically, excluding that hair situation. Yeah, I haven't emptied the bag, cleaned the tray, replaced the mopping solution, or touched anything really. Sure, I've topped up the water tank and emptied out the wastewater, but it just pretty much does its thing. And when it comes to the design itself, everything is super accessible, so yeah, no real complaints from me. Now, you probably noticed these battle scars. The robot loves to bump into things. It's literally got a bumper built in. Anytime it touches the wall, it'll just simply bounce off and continue on its way. Now, having said that, it's not all rainbows and sunshine, because there's been a few occasions where I've set up schedules, left the house, come back home, and I've realized the robot hasn't just vacuumed, but also destroyed a part of my house. Check these images out. Yeah, I don't know how it's done it, but it's managed to rip off part of the skirting. Let me just say, the robot is brave. Like jumping over chairs and into coat rack kind of brave. Make sure you set those no-go zones, because the thing will definitely take the opportunity. I even once caught it trying to climb up my tripod. Yeah. Now, after having the E25 for over 2 months now, I can truly tell you guys, it's not going to replace your own cleaning, but it is definitely going to help, and I am enjoying having this little machine run around cleaning after me. But yeah, if it comes to deep stains, cleaning anything higher than floor level, it's not going to do the job obviously. It can't really climb up sofas, can it? If anything, it's a little helping hand, so while it hoovers, you can actually go about cleaning other parts of your house, or any other spaces the robot just can't fit into. It's definitely not cheap, but surprisingly, it is fun to have around. If anything, while it's hoovering, I kind of just follow it around the house. Now, without a doubt, the E25 is going to keep and maintain a level of cleanliness, so if you have any animals, young kids, or you live by yourself, you are going to benefit from having a RoboVac. And the Eufy E25, I would highly recommend to anyone. It's not overly expensive, maintenance is very low, and the overall experience you're definitely going to enjoy.